Alright. Alright, let's see. Now, what we're doing. Ah, no. You heard a clock, front door, a man talking to a woman. Qualified, married, age 40, at least 40. Okay, so he was...
As for young P.C. Smith's account, he
What?
must have been mistaken about this person's real height. It is only an inch or two after all, and we can attribute the same height as the other two.
Okay. So, brown deerstalker hat. Alright, where are you? Deerstalker.
There we are. Magnificent.
Oh, this... Yeah, I tried to do this at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous. Okay, stop. How would he describe this person? So behind he he's wearing a short black outfit, a small felt hat. Okay, so he's wearing a cap. What else was he doing? What was this? Okay, good evening. Small felt like hat, dark collar. In a dark collar. White collar, seemed to be a respectable type. He carried... Saw him, say 28 or less, 5'8". Dark brown tash, olive complexion. Why is this not right then?
Bravo, Watson. Our mannequins
It was
have been
right.
recreated based on the correct accounts.
Okay,
Now,
that's fine.
Watson, let's see in what ways these statements differ and how the witnesses could have been mistaken. Let's look at these wigs and moustaches. Let's start by taking the first Joseph's testimony, who saw the man head-on in a well-lit spot and in which he noted fair hair. Now, let's consider the same person, but in the lighting and angle of the other two witnesses, in the darkness of night, with poor artificial lighting from above. Put out the light, Watson. Thus, poor lighting and a backlit subject can affect our perception of shades and colours. The wigs from Abraham's mannequin took on the same colour as the other two. The three testimonies, therefore, don't contradict one another, and we can apply the same facial hair to all three mannequins. Turn on the light, Watson.
Yes, I have, Holmes.
Well done, Watson. With regards to the murderer's hair, the three witnesses should agree on Abraham's testimony. As Joseph is the only one who saw our man in full light, his hair must therefore be fair. You see, Watson, it is hard to draw objective conclusions when one is an eyewitness to an event. This leads us to reconsider the various statements regarding the supposed age of the man. Even if you are face to face with someone in full light and for a period of several hours, to what extent can you determine their exact age? And even more so if you observe them for only a few seconds and or from behind. We must allow some flexibility when considering our witnesses' statements, but always scientific flexibility. Excellent. Now, on to the next step.
For
Yes, I have,
sakes.
Holmes.
Now that we have fully considered the witness accounts, let's see to what extent they agree. If we apply the range of error for each of our dummies, we can deduce the age of our murderer as precisely as possible. Perfect, Watson. Within a margin of 1 year, Watson, the age of our murderer is 33 years.
But the man described by Smith was dressed respectably, whereas the other two were poorly dressed.
Sunday
Indeed,
dress.
but Whitechapel's respectively could quite easily describe the Sunday bests that all lower-class men own.
Yeah, you
now,
gotta wear
let's
your
place
Sunday
ourselves
digs.
in the shoes of Liz Stride's killer. He has just slain his victim and sees Louis Diemschutz discover her body. Our killer is at great risk if he stays in the area. He therefore gets away from this spot. But he wants to kill again. However, he might have been spotted in the area before having committed the murder by a constable on his round, perhaps, who managed to get his description. What do you think the killer will do?
Change his clothes. What's the first thing he would do? He would...
Go back home or to a safe location, change
got
his
it.
clothes and leave again in search of another victim.
It's the only possible explanation, Watson. The man returned to the safety of his lodgings and then decided to go out again with new clothes and repeat his sinister nocturnal work. That's how the discrepancies between the witnesses with regards to clothing can be explained.
What a cold-blooded animal.
hard
And
to
what
get a description
determination,
and look for someone.
powerful motives are pushing this man. Thus, we can conclude that the respectable man with the package may very well have been seen by the two Josephs.
Even if it is just a mannequin, it's giving me goosebumps. But have we really made any progress, Holmes?
Honestly.
I mean, there must be thousands of men in Whitechapel who match this description, wouldn't you say?
You're right, Watson. We have worked on who, now let's work on where. We need a map of Whitechapel,
Yeah,
and please also find me a pencil, 2 compasses, one of which can draw ellipses.
Yeah. If he's on foot, he couldn't have gone far. So he must work and operate in the area. So, I'm sure we can get this. Oh, what's this? Oh, I forgot to do this, did I? Let me just make sure I... Aha. Let's see. Piece of apron found accusing the Jews. The Whitechapel killer left a message. Has a score to settle with the Jewish community. Alright, where are you hiding? I'm looking for... some... not bad. Not bad. Let's see, is this...
We'll need a map, Watson.
Ah. Did... what? I thought it was hanging up somewhere, wasn't it? Map. Oh, mannequin. Let's see, where is the blooming map? I thought I was over here, hanging up. Can't be going this senile at my age. Probably could, but I wouldn't know it. Ah, that's where it is.
I am in need of something.
First of all, let's place our 4 murders on this map, as well as the spot where the graffito appeared, and the piece of apron
Graffito,
was
not
dropped.
graffiti. Hold on, who's this? I cannot for love nor money remember. Hold on, was that? Yes, that was Chapman. Oh, I forgot to move the table. Then there was... I think, who's this? Stride was Duffield. Polly's was... Godstone. And the graffiti was... Oh, hold on, no. Who was the... Polly Nichols was Bucks Row. And then graffiti here.
Perfect, Watson.
Yeah.
Let's connect each crime scene to the one out of the others that is the furthest.
What did he say? I was... Okay, so... For crying out loud. I'm sorry, I'm losing the will to live. Okay. I really enjoyed this game when I played it all those years ago, but in retrospect, perhaps a tad bit naive.
You see, Watson, the murders aren't grouped together, but seem to be spread out like cardinal points around a central zone. The killer obviously wanted to avoid returning to the previous scenes of his crimes, assuming that they would be more closely watched, or that he could be recognized.
So the killer lives at the center of this cross.
In the vicinity, most certainly, but how near? We cannot afford to get it wrong. If you
Nope.
concentrate, Watson, you will notice that the murders are roughly equidistant from the intersection point of the diagonals. Let's focus on the night of the double murder. Remember, Watson, it took us 20 minutes to get from Dutfield's Yard to Mitre Square. Let's draw a line from one to the other.
Okay. What did he... Okay. What do I do? Draw a line going from to Mitre Square. Where is Mitre? Oh! I swear I don't know London. And I do a shocking job with even with maps. How does anyone navigate London?
Perfect.
This
We
is
didn't make the
insanity.
trip as the crow flies, but that would not harm our estimate. Let's suppose the killer left Dutfield's Yard at 1 a.m. and arrived in Mitre Square at 1:35 a.m.
Yeah, to have
when he was
changed
seen by the two
so it'll be
Josephs.
about right.
If he
15.
took 5 minutes to change his clothes, that leaves a range of 10 minutes to determine where this man's lodgings are. We must determine the area in which one can go from Dutfield's Yard to Mitre Square in less than half an hour. To do this, let's draw an ellipsis. The length between Dutfield's Yard and Mitre Square corresponds to 20 minutes. By adding half, we get a distance of 30 minutes. By taking the two right segments, each starting from the two murder scenes, and which the sum of the lengths makes 30 minutes, we get our ellipses.
Alright. Let's see. No. Sometimes I really, really wonder how I managed to get through life. You know that. 'Cause I'm like, I swear I used to be a lot smarter. Do you know that? The older I got, the dumber I am. Yeah. How did... See, this is the same reason... Right here is the exact reason. Like, I refuse to play the old...
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
I'm serious. This has got to be so... Like, I don't know how I did this. All those years ago on the Xbox. Like, this is just infuriating. Are you gonna give me a hint? Or are you gonna... What was said? Alright. Draw an ellipsis between adding distance. Right.
There we are, Watson.
Yes!
Our killer lives in this area.
Finally!
It's still rather a vast area, Holmes.
Yes, indeed. And our goal is to reduce this area as much as we can. We must consider the fact that the murder at Mitre Square was committed under a certain amount of pressure, given that the killer knew he was wanted for the acts he committed not long before. We can assume that he had to do it in a safe zone, that is, an area not far from where he lives. This is especially true of an act such as the graffiti
That was so
carried out
unsatisfying.
after two murders. Let's trace a circle around this point, with the distance separating it from Mitre Square as the radius. This will enable us to determine our killer's safe zone.
Yes. No. I'm so sick of editing Sherlock Holmes stuff. Right, okay. Sorry, I'm using a walkthrough. I don't care.
Our killer must surely...
Like, hand on heart, this game, it took so long, so I thought, oh, I'll do it without a let's play. How hard can it be? But I swear to you, it's beyond the piss. Like... Like, to do this,
There we are, Watson.
I have
the
been
Aldgate
editing
district.
so much.
Shouldn't we
Like,
inform the
I
police
recorded three and a
so that
half
they can
hours, 2
concentrate
hours,
their efforts on
2
this
hours
area
10,
of
and
Whitechapel?
it got down
It
to
is
being
probably
2
already
half-an-hour
crawling
episodes,
inspectors,
less than
Watson,
that.
And I doubt that they would take us seriously, even if they were willing to listen to what we had to say.
It's just
Let's
fucking
focus
ridiculous.
instead on understanding the killer's modus operandi.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of
We
editing
know
for my
our
swearing,
murderer
but I
preys
just
on
don't care.
prostitutes who are penniless, weak, sick, or alcoholic, that he distracts them the moment before killing them, and that he left an anonymous message inciting anti-Semitic hatred at the entrance of a building occupied by Jews. How would you describe this man?
What a coward.
Indeed, he is a person of great cowardice. Let's look at his murders, and in particular, the depredations on the corpses, putting aside that of Liz Stride, because on that occasion his work was left unfinished. If we recall the observations made on the victims and the parts that were mutilated or damaged on each of the bodies, without forgetting the fact that he also removed one or more organs, we can ascertain that our killer evolves during the course of the murders, cowardly and still evolving. And yet, look at the location of our first murder, that of Polly Nichols in Bucks Row. It is the most distant from the area our killer would appear to live. Perhaps this murder was preceded by another within the killer's area. I believe a cowardly killer would commit his first murder in an area close to his home in order to find refuge as quickly as possible on carrying out the act.
Holmes, an idea just occurred to me that fills me with dread.
What's
This
that?
evolution of which you speak.
He will pursue his next victim as long as the conditions permit him to continue killing Watson.
But how could one go even further in this horror? Look at what he did to that woman, Catherine Eddowes.
In order to avoid having to answer that question, we must act with haste and planning. Watson, I suggest you inform yourself on the mutilations sustained by the victims. We played with the idea that this could be an act of vengeance against prostitutes if the mutilations correspond to areas affected by a specific pathology. Perhaps the killer wanted to give an eye for an affliction he felt the prostitutes he knew were responsible for.
And this trail leading to Dr. Tumblety Holmes?
I also have a few things to look into in the meantime. I still have a primary witness to track down, not to mention old trails I've yet to pursue. See you soon, Watson. When we first spoke about the Bucks Row murder with Watson, he was reading a newspaper, The Star, dated September 1st, 1888, I believe, which mentioned similar murders in the preceding months. I have no chance of finding the police reports, but perhaps I could find some information at the Central News Agency. I must go there at once. Afterwards, I'll go back to see Abraham, the owner of the pet shop in Whitechapel. The second Joseph's statement would lead me to believe that he may know the man spotted on the corner of Church Passage that night. If that's the case, I must find this witness so I can question him.
Wrong button. Alright. No. Save. Yes. There. Yes. Okay, how do I use this? Map. Let's see. Barnes. London. Whitechapel. Ghost Street. Bureau Club. New Jersey. So my enthusiasm for this game.
It won't hurt just this once. Hello, Mr. Bulling. So, did your colleague tell you about the tip?
What tip?
Ah, I see. I gave him an explosive tip and he went without you? Oh, that's not very sporting on his part. No doubt he took all of the credit for his discovery.
You're winding me up, eh?
I'm showbulling something to make him believe me.
What do you want?
Dead.
I'm not winding you up. The proof is that he gave me this advance on the debt.
That traitor! He owes me if I find him.
Before I leave, can you do me a favor?
Heck, tell me.
I'm looking for some reliable info on the murders committed in Whitechapel in the months before Polly Nichols' attack.
Reliable? Ha! You really think you'll find that here? Fine. I'll be honest with you. We have folders that group the dispatches from the current year into categories. In the police law category, you'll find the transcripts from the trials and investigations that we sell to the newspapers that ask us.
Perfect.
Sadly, I am out of time. I'll leave you to solve it, eh? You're the detective, aren't you?
Fair enough. Let's see what we got here. Dear George, dispatch Albert. Enterprise repair bill, news brief. Received. The direct. Oh, I can't read that. Finding comments doesn't look longer. Smile. Is that everything? Right,
The dossiers are full of papers in dated envelopes. I can't open them. That would be too obvious. How can I tell which compartment to look in? No categories are indicated.
That is a problem. Now then. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yesterday I randomly placed a few vendors' policies, giving the listeners a chance. He looks half-witted. I'm the director at the agency, numerous dispatchers filing system that appears to be. Okay. Okay. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just look around. Prove the dispatch proposed. Major info up high except news and briefs. Info down low except... For fuck's sake. This is... this is just boiling my piss at this point. Fucking Holmes. All the bastard time. I just don't get.
These envelopes contain dispatches of police and judicial cases. Now, I need to open them discreetly. I must try to unglue the openings.
Honestly, honest to fuck. Holmes, you are such a prick. Yes, you just have to steam the kettle.
That will provide me with steam.
Perfect. There we go. I'll undo the glue.
Open, and it looks like I'm in luck. This envelope contains precious information.
Mr. Wayne Baxter, coroner report, Elizabeth widow, been murdered, deputy keeper, 2 years. Okay.
The information excludes the murder of the first woman, Miss Smith. Jack the Ripper can't be the author of that crime. On the other hand, there are enough similarities to suggest he may be the killer of Martha Tabram. I must go to the pet shop. Closed until further notice. Abraham isn't there. No luck.
All right.
Beep beep.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Yeah, what's
Do you
happening?
know why Mr. Solomonich's shop is closed?
No, I don't. Perhaps his cousin, the cobbler, knows. But I believe the police came to take his animals. I think that might have something to do with it.
Why
When
would they
was
do
this?
that?
During the day. The kids you were with the other day were there, they told me. They just came by to ask for some cat's meat. They didn't have any money, but I gave them some anyway. Ah,
You're right,
Is
mate.
something wrong?
it's just that there was a little girl with them, the same age as mine. My little girl who went away with her mother, with the angels into the sky.
Dr. Watson told me about your loss. Please accept my condolences. Would you like to talk about it? How did it happen?
The illness, sir. My poor little girl was in agony.
What?
And her face and body were ravaged by the disease.
Her face.
Yes, she looked like a ghost.
What illness was it?
Dr. Gibbons tried to explain when I took my little girl to see him, but I didn't understand. I'm sure that he was trying to insinuate it was my fault. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it
I
anymore.
wonder if his
I
wife was
understand.
having an affair with
Farewell.
the butcher.
Let's go and see Dr. Gibbons.
Because I've got a horrible feeling it might be syphilis. For some reason, syphilis tends to be the theme of this game. And murder. Yo, what's up? Tell me
Hello,
what's
Doctor.
going down,
Do you
dog.
remember me? I'm Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson's friend.
Oh, yes. Excuse the mess, but I am doing a bit of tidying.
I
Yeah.
have come to see you about a Mr. Hardyman, a cat food seller by trade who recently lost his daughter and wife.
Yes, I know him. A tragic story.
Yeah, what's he talking about?
Actually, I was hoping you could tell me about the disease that took his daughter, a disease that would have attacked her face.
Well, to keep it short, we are speaking of syphilis, Mr. Holmes. You must certainly know that it is transmitted through intimate connections and that the vast prostitute population here contributes to its inevitable progression. It destroys individuals by spreading through the body slowly. The most obvious symptoms can be found in the genitalia and on the face in the form of pustules or lesions. Sometimes this illness can destroy whole families. The father catches it from a prostitute, he transmits it to his wife, who in her turn passes it to the kids which she bears or nurses. These cases are numerous in the vicinity. Certain children, and this is the case of the little girl whom I won't name, suffer from an emaciation of the face which will, apart from predicting an imminent death, bring infamy upon the family.
Yeah.
Emaciation of the face?
Yes, what we sometimes call the pox. I will give you a photograph. One cannot be mistaken on the origin of such a face. The eyes seem to be void of lids. The nose is inexistent, as if it was cut off. And the cheeks are chiselled, as if cut with a knife. This loss of facial matter, this emaciation, is, in this area, often the gift from a father to his children.
Can I keep this photograph?
I should destroy it. But if it can remind you that one must sometimes think twice before giving in to physical attraction.
I always seem to find myself alone in such cases. Thank you, Doctor.
Oh boy. Photo of a child with feature.
Let's go to the
features.
cobbler's.
Alright. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Ah, hey.
Hello, Mr. Solomonovich.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, how are things with you?
Yeah, stressy, but...
I
you
heard
know.
your cousin Abraham had a problem with his shop. What happened?
Ah, if I didn't know you well, I would tell you that it's Jewish business that doesn't concern anyone but the Jews. But as you have a little bit to do with it, You have the right to know what is going on.
Ah, would I have something to do with it?
Someone had seen Abraham telling you something and making big gestures near the Imperial Club. A vicious rumor quickly spread, and it has caused him great injustice. A slanderous denunciation attracted the authorities' attention to my cousin's shop. Abraham must be in the process of answering their questions.
But why would they
I
take his
did indeed
animals?
speak with your cousin the other night. I'm shocked at the consequences of this discussion.
As I was saying, it's the story of the Jews. In the face of adversity, we are united, but amongst ourselves, it's like anywhere else. As soon as our people take a dislike to someone, for right or wrong, we can be without pity and quite cruel.
No, that's a shame.
This is all very worrying. Your cousin knows one, or rather two, of the men who were at the Imperial Club on the night of the Mitre Square murder. One of the two, a butcher in Aldgate named Joseph, is probably withholding information of the utmost importance. I must find this man. Perhaps you can help me.
But there are dozens of Jewish butchers around Aldgate, half of which must be called Joseph. And you know, Mr. Holmes, we Jews prefer to remain in the background of this murderer business, this Jack the
We
Ripper
can't.
thing.
You're already in it.
All of London is pointing their fingers at us saying, it's a Jew who disemboweled these women. Our community is in great peril, you know.
Someone's
There was
stirring
the
it.
business with Lipsky and Leather Apron. I will see what I can do, but I don't promise anything.
I'd be extremely grateful to you. Very well. We may meet again, Mr. Solomonovich.
You are most welcome, Mr. Holmes.
It's insanity.
I've paced up and down Whitechapel enough. I should return to Baker Street in order to reflect on the new facts that I have discovered.